Free motion quilting is something a lot of people like to experiment with on their own machine. So that does require that you purchase a separate darning foot, free motion foot. As long as it's a low shank foot, it should work on your machine. So I actually had one here. It's not the original Singer one that you can order from their website, but it is a low shank and it fit in and is working. The other thing so when you unscrew the screw on the side, you are completely removing the ankle and the foot. So this is coming off. Then there's a little like lever or arm that is going to sit above the needle screw, and as you kind of see it moving, you'll notice that it kind of taps and kind of hops once the fabric is put underneath there. Set the machine for a straight stitch, and I went ahead and tried covering up the feed dogs with that plate. The only thing is it didn't give me a lot of room for my fabric to move, so I'm going to leave it off and shorten my stitch length to 0. That means that the teeth are still up, but they're not moving or trying to pull against what I'm trying to stitch. So the key with free motion stitching is that you do need to practice. This doesn't just happen. Now the key is also you must lower down that presser foot. Without it lowered, you don't get the tension engaged that we need, just like when you normally stitch. The only thing is you don't really see that change. Like, it's hard to remember, did I lower it or did I not? So just make sure you kind of give it that little hug back here and make sure that presser foot is down. So let me show you how it's going to look when you free motion quilt. As you stitch, you kind of want to find a medium speed and then move your fabric to kind of match what a normal stitch length will look like. Now I do know one thing that usually needs to be adjusted, and that's your tension. So here you have a foot that is going up and down, just hopping along your fabric. Usually it will look pretty good on the front, but usually not as perfect on the back. See those little dots that you're seeing? So that's the top thread getting really pulled to the back. So what we're going to do is we're going to tighten our top tension, not just a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and go at least 1 number, and I will tell you I'm going to go towards 2 numbers worth of change. And let's just see if that makes a difference. Slide your fabric back underneath, lower your presser foot, and let's go ahead and do another kind of quick little sample. See how the foot hops up and down? So you need just enough room that when you actually find yourself moving the fabric, that it flows freely through the machine. Here we go. Okay, so bring your needle up, bring your presser foot up, and let's see how the tension looks now. So now what you have is a nice looking stitch here. Better, I'm liking the way that looks. It looks more natural. I might go a little bit higher, all the way to 6 for that nice perfect tension. So we're going to put some links below this YouTube video of some of the places I've taken online classes for learning how to free motion quilt. Over at Craftsy, I'm actually a Craftsy instructor myself, but over there are some amazing free motion quilting classes for beginners, or if you're a little bit more advanced and want some extra help to really put the cherry on the top of your machine quilting skills, there's all levels of classes to take over there. So I hope you've enjoyed that you can use this machine for free motion quilting.